A humble request to the respected listeners of the video. This video is going to be a bit long one, hence kindly bear with it. For a coherent and better understanding, kindly view the previous video. The link is given in the description box. It is 24 days since the video titled Conspiracy to Kill Bishop K. Anthony William by Father Nyan Prakash and team, which was released in the social media. Yet, no action seems to have been initiated against these priests by our Apostolic Administrator, Emeritus Archbishop Bernard Morris. We, the faithful, are not either informed by the Administrator about the steps His Grace has taken with regard to this matter, neither our church authorities in India and in Vatican have responded or reacted to our emotions, actions and requests with regard to this said video. The link to this video is given in the description box. How shall we understand this total silence or inaction? Shall we assume that the faithful of Mysore Diocese are being insulted by our church authorities? Shall we understand that the faithful of Mysore Diocese are not needed for them? Shall we perceive that the faithful of Mysore Diocese are not a matter to them? Or shall we assume that our voices are not reached to the authorities in India and in Vatican and that they are not aware of the present situation of Mysore Diocese? Or shall we understand that our emotions, anger, anxieties and requests are not properly understood by our authorities? The Apostolic Administrator Emeritus Archbishop Bernard Morris gives only one answer to the people whoever met His Grace, that he would send our request to his higher authorities and he could not take any action. How shall we understand his position then as the Apostolic Administrator? If his hands are tied, then who has to take action? We, the general faithful, are not at all educated as to how the church machinery from bottom to top operates and functions. Therefore, we do not know how our voice in this particular distressing situation deliberately created by Father Nyan Prakash and team is processed, presented and convinced to our higher authorities in India and in Vatican by our Apostolic Administrator, and how our church authorities are going to take action or decision in the present distressing situation in Mysore Diocese. We neither know somebody in Nunciature and New Delhi nor in Vatican who can facilitate in the Nunciature at New Delhi or in Vatican to register our genuine voice. Hence, through this video, along with written document of the same, is being aired through the social media with the belief that somehow or someone will facilitate at New Delhi and Vatican for our voice to be registered and heard for the good of the faith and the church, for the present and for the future generation, which is the only objective of our effort. The outburst in this video is only a mirror reflecting the voice of many faithful. Therefore, a humble request is being made on behalf of those many faithful to His Grace Nuncio at New Delhi. His Eminence Cardinal Philip Neri, His Eminence Cardinal Oswald Gracious, His Eminence Cardinal Anthony Pula, and His Eminence Cardinal Vesalius Clemes, and Emeritus His Eminence Cardinal George Alancheri in India, and His Eminence Cardinals of the Universal Church, and all His Excellency, the Bishops, and His Grace the Archbishops, priests, nuns, and laities, who could understand and recognize our genuine voice to be an instrument for our voice to be registered and heard by the respective church authorities. Hence, on behalf of all the faithful who share the same views, that are in this video humbly request all the personalities as mentioned above to help this outburst to reach the church authorities and facilitate for appropriate action on this submission through video in social media and submission of the signed document to the authorities. It is humbly submitted that we are relying only on the structure and system of our church to vent our voice and not gone outside the church and the system. It is confidently believed that our hope would be respected and kept alive. Many think and believe that with the resignation of Bishop K.A. William, the distressing situation in Mysore Diocese either should be over or it is over. But the cause does not end with the resignation of Bishop K.A. William. Whatever has transpired between our church authorities and Emeritus Bishop K.A. William is left to them. We are not interfering in that and we respect and abide by it. But our concern is that the destructive attitude, vulgarity and the plot orchestrated by Father Nyan Prakash and team and ably assisted by the Archbishop Leo Cornelio, the head of the Enquiry Commission constituted by the Holy See, that have been unveiled in the said videos, which led ultimately to the resignation of Bishop William and the inaction of the church authorities against Father Nyan Prakash and team and against the Emeritus Archbishop Leo Cornelio till today. No Christian can approve this plot by a group of unchristian priests against any member of the church. This phenomenon should be vehemently resisted and should be crushed for the future of the church and faith. In one of the parishes, a lay faithful had uttered that after watching the video, if a Christian remains silent, he or she is not a Christian. The whole process that led to the resignation of Bishop William as the Bishop of Mysore and the inaction of the authorities has terribly shaken our faith and trust in the church. It is humbly submitted that it is now the responsibility of the church authorities to restore our faith and the trust in the church. It is our right and duty to get our faith and trust in the church restored. With this spirit and belief, the outburst in this video is presented. Can the authorities of the church ignore a grave evil that has set in the church, which will in course of time endanger the faith, unity and future of the church just because the faithful are ignorant of that evil? Or the church thinks that only few faithful are making some noise against such evil and the majority of the faithful are quiet and therefore no action is needed? Can this be the attitude of the church authorities towards such an evil? The Holy Catholic Church cannot be so and should never be. The silence and inaction of the Apostolic Administrator of Mysore Diocese is giving room for unnecessary assumptions, accusations, disturbance of public peace, criminal litigations, mistrust among the faithful, questioning the faith and the holiness of the church, leading to loss of faith and trust in the genuineness of the church authorities. Hence, considering the seriousness and genuineness of the situation in Mysore Diocese, the Apostolic Administrator Emeritus Archbishop Bernard Morris is humbly, at the same time, firmly requested to act immediately. His Grace is not persuaded to take sides, but only take appropriate and just action in the interest of the faith and the church that is warranting in this situation. If the Apostolic Administrator is hesitating or delaying or not authorized to take action, then the same request and demand is humbly placed before the right authorities who are supposed to take action in this matter. If either the present Apostolic Administrator Emeritus Archbishop Bernard Moras or the concerned authorities either in India or in Vatican, the Holy See, do not act, then the following attitude and precedents would be set as the future values and the culture of Mysore Diocese. 1. If action against Father Jnana Prakash and team is not taken by our church authorities, it means that the deeds of Father Jnana Prakash and team as per the video is approved by the church and encouraged, and in future candidates of such nature only will have vocation for priesthood and others will have no vocation. 2. No respectable, God-fearing and God-loving parents will be interested in offering their children to priesthood, if this being the attitude of the church. 3. At present, many priests will feel that in the church there is no place for the committed and good priest, and if one has to survive in the church as a secured priest, one can stoop down to any shameful level. 4. The belief that priestly vocation comes from God will have to be substituted by the belief that one can become priest or bishop or reach any rank in the church by pleasing, bribing, blackmailing and by plotting only, but not by God's will. 5. If this is the case, where is the holiness and sanctity of the Catholic Church, and on what morality the Church calls and persuades us to be holy and God-fearing? There arise many more similar questions. What was expected of the administrator? First of all, realizing the gravity of the video that was viral, the administrator should have been sensitive of the possible emotions and reactions of the faithful and the priests. He should have immediately sent out a message through social media requesting the faithful and the priests not to be agitated and emotional about the content of the video, and should have assured us that very soon he would come out with a plan to bring out the truth and take necessary action. But the Apostolic Administrator did not do it. The Administrator sent out a WhatsApp message in a hurry to all the Reverend Fathers, Brothers, Sisters and laity on 10th January 2024 at around 8 p.m. requesting them to desist from gathering at the Bishop's house on 11th Jan 2024 as a call given by some people for Satyagraha and Dharna, since from such action, which in no way solves any problem, rather spoil the image of the diocese. If the administrator could send out this message, then why could he not have done as expected above? What prevented him? Who prevented him? Who asked His Grace or ordered or persuaded His Grace to send out such a hurriedly framed message on 10th Jan 2024? Why did he not use the official letterhead and seal to the message? Who paved the way for spoiling the image of diocese? If, according to the Apostolic Administrator Emeritus Archbishop Bernard Moras, the rightful gathering of the faithful at their rightful headquarters for a right cause would be an act of spoiling the image of diocese, then what about the conversations in the video titled Conspiracy to Kill Bishop K. Anthony William by Father Jnana Prakash and team? May we call this as double standard of the Apostolic Administrator? In the same message dated 10th Jan 2024, the Apostolic Administrator mentions, to quote, "You might have come to know of the incidents that had taken place at the Bishop's house yesterday afternoon, 9th January, which had been publicized in the social media and papers," unquote. What is the message he is trying to give to the public about what happened on that day? Sorry to say that it is the insensitive, careless and irresponsible attitude of the apostolic administrator towards the faithful and the priests on an emotional, anxious, sensitive and right cause that led to some emotional expressions. Here I would like to recall an emotional reaction of our administrator, then the Archbishop of Bangalore Archdiocese, Bernard Moras, regarding attacks on our churches in some parts of Karnataka towards then Karnataka Chief Minister Mr. Yediyurappa. When Mr. Yediyurappa, as the state's Chief Minister, went to the Archbishop's house at Bangalore in 2008. The leading newspaper published the news under the following headings. Hindustan Times, Bishop yells at Yediyurappa. Follow the link. Telegraph India, hurt Archbishop lashes out, continues, ran into an angry blast from the Archbishop who snubbed the Chief Minister in public when he went to Bishop's house. Follow the link. If the emotional reactions of then Archbishop Bernard Moras, that too towards his Chief Minister, could be justified, why could His Grace not understand the emotions of the faithful and priests about the content of the video? There, the then Chief Minister immediately took action, invoked Gunda Act against the attackers of churches. But here, the same Emeritus Archbishop Bernard Moras is not even sensitive to the issue. How can it be justified? Secondly, he should have consulted the College of Consultors. The outcome of the College of Consultors could have been that Father Jnana Prakash and team should have been asked to give explanation, and His Grace Nuncio at New Delhi should have been informed and requested for an explanation from Emeritus Archbishop Leo Cornelio. Why did His Grace fail in this? Should we believe that the Archbishop lacked experience? We can never. Thirdly, the administrator, at least on his own, could have done as above and immediately could have taken steps to ascertain the truth about the video. He did not do any of this. This attitude of the administrator raises thousands of questions about his administration and about his love and concern for the faithful and priests of Mysore Diocese, who are so agitated and full of emotions and filled with anxiety and anger on the video. Fourthly, considering the gravity of the situation, the apostolic administrator should have suspended Father Jnana Prakash and team from priestly duties and position till the validity of the video is proved by an agency hired or appointed by the apostolic administrator. If these measures had been taken by the apostolic administrator swiftly, then all these unpleasant happenings that are taking place in our diocese publicly could have been very well prevented. Leave alone then, even till today, nothing in this direction is done by the apostolic administrator. Even after 24 days, the administrator did not bother of organizing meetings of priests and some agitated lay faithful in an effort to solve this issue. This should have been done in the right Christian spirit. So far, only some priests and lay faithful on their own took the initiative of meeting the administrator and pressed for action. If the apostolic administrator, His Grace Bernard Moras, has taken some steps, let us be informed of it. Then at least we will have some temporary peace. The administrator is not even ready for this. Is our church so secretive that even she can compromise peace of her children in order to keep up her secret functioning? I don't think so. We humbly once again request our apostolic administrator, His Grace Archbishop Bernard Moras, to take immediate action on Father Jnana Prakash and team and request the authorities of the Holy See to take action on Emeritus Archbishop Leo Cornelio. Fifthly, If the validity of the video is proved true, then Father Jnana Prakash and team should be dismissed from the priesthood and criminal proceedings should be initiated. If the video is fake, then find out the creator of that fake video and initiate criminal proceedings against such persons, be it anybody, and they should be excommunicated. Father Jnana Prakash and team gave a statement in the press meet on 18th January 2024 that the video is fake one and that they have lodged a police complaint and that the police told them that it would take 15 days to find out the truth. Good. But why did they wait for 12 days to give this statement? Only 3 of them were present in the meet. What about the other priests? Even after 24 days, no response and reactions from the Emeritus Archbishop, His Grace Leo Cornelio, about the video. Why? Here it is recalled that when an audio video of the telephonic conversation between His Eminence Cardinal Oswald Gracias and Emeritus Bishop K.A. William was leaked to the social media, immediately and honestly His Eminence Cardinal Oswald Gracias responded by stating in social media that the audio was edited and His Eminence would make available the complete telephonic conversation to those who might want it. The link is in the description box. In this case, Emeritus Archbishop Leo Cornelio either could have denied his role in the video or could have provided the real conversation if there was any, as it is claimed in the video. But that has not been done so far. Why? Some people, and even in the press meet, Father Jnana Prakash and team raised a question that why Bishop William did not go for a DNA test. Where and which is the source that they got it confirmed that Bishop William did DNA test or not? And also they stated that Bishop William was asked to go on leave and was ordered to resign. Again, what was the source they could get it? Why then we could not get the inquiry report submitted to the concerned authorities? What does it indicate about the above assertion in the press meet by Father Jnana Prakash and team? If the Apostolic Administrator analyzes the press meet by Father Jnana Prakash, Father Rohan and Father Anthony Raj seriously in the light of the law and faith of the Church, that itself would attract penal action against them. But there too the Administrator is silent. By being silent, what would be the intention of the Apostolic Administrator? The link is given in the description box. After all, what has been achieved by the allegations levelled against Bishop William and subsequent inquiry commission and all the pain, humiliation, disgrace and suffering endured by Bishop William and the faithful of the diocese who waited for an amicable solution for the distressing situation created by Father Jnana Prakash and his team for the past 4 years. The only achievement is make Bishop K.A. William disillusioned and ultimately resign from the responsibility of Bishop of Mysore. Here it will be appropriate to speak about Emeritus Bishop K.A. William. I can confidently state that the Diocese of Mysore lost an able, good and ever smiling bishop. He was suitable to the situation that existed. It does not mean that he was perfect bishop, but certainly he was more focused, practical, creative, enthusiastic, effective, efficient and was a man of action. The disturbing factor perhaps for some priests was that of financial independence that they had with regard to the educational institutions was scuttled down by the measures Bishop William successfully implemented in order for better, equal and just use and management of diocesan fund for the welfare of the faithful as a whole. The other thing that might have been disturbing for some priests was that Bishop William was having a say in major decisions that earlier parish priests so liberally used to take. To be very frank, I am also a critic of bishops and priests, but definitely with love, respect and concern for them. I too was not fully satisfied with his style of functioning. At the same time, I was very practical and realistic. In understanding his style of functioning. That is why I believe that he was suitable bishop to the existing situation. He knew in and out about the diocese and about his co-priests, which was an advantage and strength for him to be firm and decisive in his administration. But he succumbed to his able administration by the plot scripted and executed by some of his own disgruntled priests. The proportion of what might have been the points for disliking Bishop William in his style of administration for some priests and lay faithful, and the proportionate treatment meted out to him resulting in his resignation were of no match. The pain is that he succumbed to the plot consciously abetted by the head of the Commission of Inquiry, Emeritus Archbishop Leo Cornelio. Let no one think that I am a supporter of Bishop William. I am only publicly declaring honestly facts and truth about a person and about his positive side, which should have been at the service of the Church but lost. I say this from my conscience at this painful moment. Is with the resignation of Bishop William, everything in Mysore Diocese has become perfect? Is it guaranteed that hereafter there will be no problem in the diocese and all the priests in the diocese will be so pleased, happy and contented with the administrator or with the new bishop? Is the ground for a new bishop concretely and conveniently set? What would be the message for a new bishop? Is the message that the new bishop must be careful of priests like Father Nyan Prakash and team who would be plotting to dethrone if the new bishop does not accommodate them in his administration? Otherwise, they would even go to the extent of killing him? Or the new bishop should be more firm, more transparent, more creative, focused, even if it is needed to be more tyrant, not bothered of the reactions of the priest and carry out his duties as the Bishop of Mysore? Certainly not, unless appropriate and stringent action against Father Nyan Prakash and team is taken. The future of Mysore Diocese will be a precarious one. Hence, once again, so humbly and firmly request the Apostolic Administrator, His Grace Emeritus Archbishop Bernard Moras and the Church authorities at the Holy See not to ignore the present distressing situation created by disgruntled priests in Mysore Diocese, but take it seriously and settle the issue in the interest of faith and the future of the diocese and future generation without further delay. We do not hate Father Nyan Prakash and team as persons, but certainly we hate their unchristian, inhuman personality. Our public life made us realize that Christian values are nothing but human values. Hence, by listening to Jesus and listening to the Church, one can journey towards realization of just and egalitarian society where justice, peace and joy will prevail over the rest of the things in life and thus realize the kingdom of heaven on earth. The Catholic Church will play an important role in this journey irrespective of people's beliefs in different faiths. We believe that despite of weaknesses and disagreement that are seen in the Church has the capacity to overcome them and journey constructively in its mission. In our journey of faith, we realized that the teachings of the Church is becoming holier and holier as the time passes by, but the implementation of it needs to be cleansed. To set it right, all those who are in the Church should strive to remove the evil and negative forces of both the clergy and the laity. In that light, this outburst is shared in public with the awareness that in confrontation, both the confronter and the confronted learn something new and it leads to the truth. We profusely thank you for your earnest listening of this outburst and for your possible and definite contribution in the form of prayer and indeed in reaching our voice to the concerned church authorities for appropriate action. We seek your blessings and support for the cause. Thank you.